Alright, for all you guys out there who are coming back for Nioh Part 2, we got done with the prologue. I did skip the tutorial for you guys, so if you haven't played the games, there's a lot of good things in there that you need to learn about this one specifically. You've got different weapon stances, which is going to be kind of a low, medium, high attacks. You've got key pulse, which is going to be a way to have like an active reload. All those types of things are beneficial, so go into that tutorial mission. Has some nice benefits in there. You'll learn some of it throughout this first mission. Excuse me. Let's try that again. Hello, this is Ebontis here, starting back where we left off here. Again, as you go through your setup, you're going to have all these different pieces. But when you get here for the tutorial mission, so I'll see you guys on the other side. I think I talked about this all already. So close the memoir. Yep. So head on into the tutorial, head on into the mission, and here we go. And so once you land in, your basically little dinghy boat is going to be on the shore. Your gear that you had before didn't matter. You pretty much just got a pirate shirt, and that's it. The dude still just looks like a badass, though. So, excuse my language. I don't know. He just got that proper ponytail and silver fox look, and he's just kind of a beast. So when you come in, so April 1600 in Usuki. So as you come in, you'll search a whole bunch of these bodies. You'll find random things. You've got status menu. You're going to find different things that you pick up. Got your first weapons, of course, and it's going to be whatever type you picked. So be it a polearm or an axe or whatever it is, spear. Whatever first one you pick up is basically going to be consistent with what you did. Now, here's this shrine. You want to go ahead and check this one off first. Now, the little green dude on top, you're going to be finding those throughout the level. The more of those you have, the more of those elixir that you're going to be able to hold, or medicine, I should say. But basically, find as many of those as you can. When you go up to them, you hit circle, and you'll allow them to basically work back to the shrine. Each shrine you see, you'll have more green guys on top. So you try and find as many as you can. Now, once you're at a shrine in normal setup, make sure you try and get that online connection. There's some nice benefits of being online if you can. So you can change your guardian spirit if you want to. Right now I've just got my Kato guy, so that's pretty much the one I'm running with. You can level up, and from here, basically you need Amrita. As you kill enemies, you're basically going to improve your stats. So you spend the Amrita, which is basically what you earn by killing any enemy, and you can spend it on stats. So you can see up here, I've got body, which is going to, if it gives me the chance, it'll show you what it adds to, but body is like life and ki, and each one has its different stats, and as you up it, it will show you what it will go to, so you see what stats. If you make an offering, if you've got an item that you want to basically give, you can get Amrita for that. So if you get a whole bunch of white items, basically kind of your way to manage it. Outside of that, you can change how it sorts. You'll have a lot of stuff to go through, so not too shabby. And then from here, you've also got boons. If you had some DLC or some other things, you can go in here. I'm trying to skip that one because there's certain things that will give me that I'm just trying to go through a normal run for you guys. And then Visor, if you're going for co-op, that's the way to do that. A couple other things unlock later. But from here, I've got basically three medicine, so I'm going to have that basically on me the whole time. Now, your logical place would be running to the fire in the big building, but if you come over here, the less obvious place, you have a couple things to pick up. So I've got one stone for calling people. Not too much. You can see we've got a ladder up there that hopefully I can get to later. But here's one thing. If you ever see a part above, you can't jump in this game. You can dodge, but you cannot jump. So if you ever see a point where you have ladders and a place you can get down to, there's a point where you're going to find a way to get back down there. You just have to find and explore until you get there. So keep that one in mind. There's always a way to get somewhere. If you see it, trust me, it's out there. Even if it may be hidden, may be hard to get to, there's a way to get there. So as you come up here, then you'll be starting the full game. So search these little bodies. You'll find stuff on them. Sometimes, as I said, guard and dodge, you're going to have some certain things that are going to basically be pretty standard. Now here's your first enemy. It just jumps up from the body. So now here again is where you want to practice your attacks. Now that key pulse is basically what you're going to do is go through. When you use your key and you time it right, if you hit R1 as that little charge, because you see the bar will get partially discolored. And then it recharges when it gets to the end and you hit R1, you get that key back immediately, which is going to help you continue to be more active in the fight. Now you got a little bit of armor here. So a little more defense, some boots, not too shabby, get all that stuff equipped. And again, as you clear out some of these areas, sometimes it's good just to check around and behind. You never quite know, but the early gear is not going to be that crucial, so as long as you get something on you, you'll be alright. Now, over there in the water is a red little, basically it's called a remnant. It's where somebody died. So keep in mind, if someone died there, there's a reason. Now this is a level 3 dude. You can see he had 3 yellow items, a blue, and a purple. He even had a purple helm. And he died. So what killed him that it might get me? Since I'm basically level 1, it could be something. Now, you can fight the remnant, which is going to be basically you call the ghost of somebody in there. They're going to fight you with kind of an AI-ness, but they're also going to be probably a little more powerful than you, depending on the level. So the harder they are, the more basically you get a chance to an upgrade. But here's the guy that killed him. So come over here. This dude has a pole axe, or he actually has a big axe. So there's that key pulse to get that back. As he goes to swing, get out of the way. Get a couple of these and you'll take him out pretty quick. I got an arrow out of him, which is nice. When you get your ranged weapons, trust me, it makes life a whole lot better because you can pull enemies. You can get some headshots that do a ton of damage. Ranged weapons are some good times. But check in here. Again, you'll probably see some areas up above that you can get to. We'll get to that in a minute. But I want to show you guys fighting Remnant because this is actually a really good way to practice the game. And honestly, it's one of the best ways to teach yourself the combat because if you can finally work on this guy for a little while and beat him, seems to be a consistent one for me no matter. Now, it could be different for you. But he's got some decent armor on. He's probably got the armor from that little DLC bonus download. And he's also got a big axe. So you really got to learn that practice. Now, again, I've done this quite a bit. I died from him quite a few times the first time I played through. Now, as he used all that energy to go forward, if I can knock him down and stab him out. So I did finish him out. Ha ha, I got the purple. Heck yeah. All right. So here you go, 4, but I've also got life, luck, toughness. Basically, the higher the rarity of the item, the more stats and things it's going to do to you. So, got a random little pirate. I have no idea what that thing is, a little pirate head pad, but does a lot for me, so it's definitely a good thing to wear. Got my elixirs and stones, but I've also got small spirit stones. Now, what these do, you use it for, you get 100 emerita. The only time I would tell you to use spirit stones, anything that gives you that directly, is if you're sitting at a shrine and you can literally go back and say, okay, I want to level up. So say you've killed a few things and you're having some issues. So what can you do? Also got 8 glory. That's going to be something later on as well. But I've got 671 emerita down in the bottom. I want to spend that before I lose it. And you're early on, you're having some struggles. But if you kill the one guy and you go out there and you just want to go ahead and get a little bit out of it, it takes 250 for me to level up. And it takes 500, so it kind of escalates quickly. But you can see body gets me 40 health first. There's usually diminishing returns on a lot of these. Heart gives me a better spread, little health, little key for a little more stamina, a little more damage on my sword as well. And different things are going to help. Like dexterity would help a spear potentially, or the kosurigami. It's that little cleaver thing that you have on a chain. Not the cleaver, but whatever the scythe is on a chain. Strength is going to help with something like an axe. As you can see, my attack 2, it's going to help out there. Stamina is going to give me my equipment weight. As I was saying, when you get way too much, it's hard for you to run around. Your stamina goes through quicker. But the stronger you are, or more stamina, all these different stats are going to have their bonuses. But stamina is where you're going to have that weight. So you can have heavier armor on and therefore still be just about as agile. So there's different pieces. There's also magic, which is going to give you bonuses from magic and different things you can call out. Spirit, your little spirit animal, that living weapon where you go beast mode. It can last longer, have more benefits. Skill, your key pulse, that's going to have more benefit to it. Your samurai skill points, you're going to get an extra skill point that you can spend. I'll get to those later. Basically, to start, though, I would give yourself a little extra life. It's just going to be beneficial. Lets you take maybe one more shot here and there, so it's worth it. So go ahead and level up. Now I can't level up again, so I'm going to go run around. Now, once you do that, though, remember this dude is going to be back. So jump in quick. Try and get those shots on him quickly. If he lunges at you, there's the key pulse, so I can keep fighting continually. Pick up anything that drops if I got anything useful. Yeah, so this little pirate thing may have a little more defense, but I've got a lot more benefit out of this one with life and luck and other things, so I'm going to stick with that for now. It'll probably get outweighed at some point, but again, not so bad. Always make sure you close out of your dang menu. You can see my living weapon in the top left is about half charged. I do like to save that for those oh crap moments, so if you can, save that one where possible. I mean, here's an option. You've got one guy crouching down there. If I run up and pull this guy, I'm likely to pull both of them. But if you want to save yourself, keep it a little separate, as I got some extra stones, throw one stone at him, pull him separately, and you can take them one at a time. Again, try and dodge by him if possible. Pretty quick, straightforward fight there. Got some Tangahami. And then this guy shouldn't be quite as bad since it's just me versus him. Now, he does have the axe, so he's going to have a little more powerful attacks. Like, if that one hits me, it's going to hurt. But keep that key pulse going, and I can just keep wailing on him. Key pulse is one you definitely want to practice. It's going to have some nice benefits. Now, unfortunately, it looks like somebody already cleared that one out. Nobody else plays your game. It's just basically a tease. There's a big empty crate for you there. Here's the little green dude, though. So, little green dude sitting there. If you whack him with your sword, he's going to kind of duck down in his helmet. So make sure you hit circle, guide him to the shrine, and next time you go to a shrine, he's going to be standing around. There's a certain number at each level, and the more you have in an overall world, the more elixirs you can basically get when you go back to a shrine. So it has the nice benefit. Now, if I wanted, I could jump down, kind of try and get behind him, but I've already cleared out what I need to, so I'm just going to keep going. Now, keep in mind as you move forward, you never quite know what's around the corner, so just be cautious. Now, the other thing to watch is I've got this little thing here. I can search the body. I know it's coming, though. So here's where you change stances. Now, with my normal sword, I'm in a medium stance. Hold R1, you can go triangle for high stance, square for medium, low. Now, when I pull out my weapon, you can see my low stance, medium stance, high stance. High is going to be your bigger, powerful, but slower weapon, slower attacks. Medium, as you could guess, is balanced. And then low, you can swing like crazy. They're quicker attacks. They don't use as much ki, and you can kind of keep going. I like medium, just a good balance sometimes, and also depends on the attacks. Now this dude has a pole axe over here, so he's going to have a lot of range on me. But if I can keep that ki pulse going, finish him off. And again, done this before, so I've had a little practice. But again, over here, this dude's chilling down here by the body. And if you keep that ki pulse going, you keep that stamina up so you don't really have to stop attacking. At some point, you're going to run out. You just don't have infinite. But it is nice to have that benefit. So I can have extra gold or other things. So again, check those stats, see which one has bigger benefit to you. So I got me a big axe now. Finally, I got the other side. There we go. Now I can have the fun, nice thing about coming down here. Now again, if you need to feel like you want to jump down, I've got 981. I can get one level out of it, but at this point I'll wait just because I think I can manage this. As you go over here, this is a different way to get down. As I was telling you guys, there's usually something around that you're going to get to. So this is just the way back down from where we came. Sometimes you get a little turned around. Trust me, it happens. Now again, if you have a red thing here, I could fight this guy if I want to, but I'm just going to keep showing you guys the level. Now, in here you've got two guys up ahead. You've got something hanging from above, so as I said, there's a way to get there. It just takes a little while to find it. Now the other pieces, you've got a couple of guys up there on patrol. You should be out of range. But one thing you wouldn't imagine, and I'll show you why, there's a dude in there. Now this is where it's fun to check camera angles. If you can do this, check corners and see what's there. Because if I run out, he's basically going to come running straight at me and try and get that big charge off. So try and pull him away from those two. If he gets in close, try and get the jump on him. Use that ki pulse to keep that stamina going. And then if he falls to the ground, then drop that staff. Or drop that big shot onto him. So I got another item. What else did I get? Sacred Water. This will basically allow your ki recovery to be a lot quicker for a little while. Sometimes that's beneficial if you have like a whole lot of guys to attack. A little less to worry about. Now back here, you can see not too much back in this direction, but you never know. So over here in the corner, you've got two guys. They're basically no real way to pull one without the other. Now if I had a ranged weapon, I probably could take one of them out, but not yet. So here's where you pull both. They're going to stand up at some point. Or you can try and get the jump on them. But you got range on one, you got a sword on another. So watch the dude with the pole arm. If you can get by, this dude's a little low on stamina. Now if I knock him down, at least I'm okay. Now watch the dude with the pole axe, he's got the range. Try and get behind him if possible. Now I'm low on stamina, so if he hits me, that's going to be a bit of a problem, but I finished him off, so not too bad. Now over here, basically is where we came up, so you're just above where you were, and not too much over here. But we do have a little dude to search right here. Spirit Stones. Spirit Stones, where are items? So this is going to give me 500 Amrita. So that would basically almost be a level at this point in time. And I've got one of these. So definitely save those up, and then when you get to a shrine, you'll be able to jump in and use those. So now you've got options of which way do you want to go. Well, I can tell you there's a couple options, and one is a more direct path towards the next area, and then one is a way to kind of a whole separate area that you don't even need to do anything. So you can go straight ahead, you can go up there, go through the back door, and you're pretty much going to be standard for moving on to the next section. But if you explore this whole other area, there's some cool stuff over here, a lot of hidden stuff. So we'll do it just for the sake of showing you guys. Now watch that dude, he was just around the corner. Again. Oh, come on. There. Alright, so just be careful. Sometimes you're going to get a guy who's on patrol right around the corner. You never quite know. This dude here, he's going to drop his sword. Be ready, I can jump in. Get that key pulse so I can get as much up as possible. Wait for him to attack. Stand still sometimes. I'll get the... And just wait for him to lunge and just charge at him. But over here you've got a lot of guys. So there's some guys up there on patrol. And again, if you don't want to, don't feel confident. But again, early parts in the game are a great way to practice. I promise you it's going to be more worth it later on. Now there's a reason to come over here though. You get some ranged weapons over here, so I promise you it's worth it. So, come over here, try and run up on this guy. You're going to take the ranged guy off above. He's got a bow, but you also want to probably pull this guy. Ow. Now watch your medicine. You run out kind of quick, because I've only got 3. Now with that key pulse, I can knock him down, go for the big stab move. And then as he comes back up, try and finish him off pretty quickly. And again, don't forget about that key pulse in case you got more guys coming. Now I got 1 elixir, so I'm about half health. I'm doing okay for now, but he knows I'm here. So when that arrow comes, you've got time to move. So it's not quite as difficult as you might think to dodge some of these range shots. And if you stand there and take the shot, I would probably advise against it. Try and stay out of his line of sight if possible. There you go. If you're going to search a corpse, do it quick. Now, should be able to only shoot a tree, so I got a charm. Now, there are different other pieces. As I said, it's kind of like Diablo. You have a lot of loot. So check your equipment. I've got a charm. So now, defensive multiplayer, some unlimited Nujitsu, a little bit of things in there that are going to work as stat bonuses. So don't forget, you've got accessories there and other things as well. Now again, I still don't have a ranged weapon. If you head over here with me, you're going to be able to go find one. Now, I would use an elixir because I'm fairly low on health. I want to save my spirit animal for a more useful time. Now, if you drop down, there's no way to jump back up, so keep that in mind. If you drop down, you've got to make the full path of wherever that's going. So, what I would advise first, before you do that, come up here. That guy's still going to be shooting at you, but just keep moving. Now, what you can do is that dude's up there on patrol. If you can kind of hang off to the right, you're going to have this dude coming at you. If you can take him out separately, keep that key pulse going, stay active. I got a bow and I got arrows. Now, just for the sake of showing you guys, equip your ranged item. And now, I want to save that for a few guys up ahead, but I'll show you guys. That dude got a nice chunk out of me. Now, that's where I'm getting a little aggressive. Now, if you use medicine, you are slowed down for a minute. So be careful. When you do decide to use medicine, you want to make sure you're at a relatively safe spot to do it. So now, yep, I got an upgraded longbow and I got some heavy arrows. Now the arrows kind of just automatically get used, so keep that one in mind. But you'll notice this guy over here. So if I equip my... Hold R1, hit up, go ahead and pull it out. As you can see, you get this little lock on. You can see that little red and arrow spot. It's 1,000 damage. So if you guys ever think ranged weapons in these games are not worth it, you are out of your mind, I promise you. Arrows are good. So then when you come down here, you'll be going down the back side, basically, of where you were. Now be careful as you come over here, you're going to have some enemies waiting for you. So, you can see this dude on the ground. You didn't even see him until I walked on him. So he's going to come over here. He's from the Yokai realm. He's a little bit more of a crazy mummy. They don't have too much health, but if you keep attacking them, sometimes they'll fall down and get low. And then there's one more dude over here who's working on a boss. So if I can lock on him, I can jump in. Now, if you knock him down, sometimes you'll be able to actually do enough damage if they fall far enough. Sometimes you won't, but keep it in mind. Those guys can also poison you. He's going to run around. Give him a second. You can actually hear him. Here he comes. He's slow. Now, if he's running around crazy on the ground like that, wait for him to leap. If he does get on you, he's basically going to try and spit on your face. And that's how he's going to poison you. So you want to get to the side. Whew. Try not to let him poison you. It lasts for a while and just slowly ticks your health down. Basically means you're going to waste an elixir. Now, up on the bottom left corner, you can see with R2, I can switch what I've got active. So, one thing I definitely wouldn't put down there is the spirit stones. There's no reason that should even be a shortcut. Water, stone, elixir, those are fine. The spirit stones should pretty much only be used. Now, here's another dude. So here's the guy to the shrine. It's like, head back. I'll talk to you soon. So he's there. He's going to head back. So always walk up to them, hit circle, and you're good to go. Now we're going to head back down here and see what's down below. Now again, sounds like I've got some people in the water. This dude's here behind me. Not in the water, but watch your stamina. Watch your ki. As he gets trying to leap at you, try and get behind him. And again, there's different weapons that work better. It's like if they're down on the ground and I'm swinging an axe, sometimes I just whiff. So there are certain weapons that are better for certain characters, things like that. So if we walk over here, now I can descend a ladder. Come on down. And if this looks familiar to you, it should. This is the backside to the spirit shrine. So what I can do is kick this thing down. And then when I'm ready, I can just come right back up. So now if you go to the spirit shrine and you use it, you're obviously going to have to kill the enemies that were there. But if you clear out everything, you really won't have to. So grab your couple sacred water. It's likely to be one more guy in the corner, I think, if I remember right. Maybe not. Just search the body. Got another spirit stone. So what you want to do, as you're about ready to level up, may as well come down here and do this properly. Because it's a little easier to ascend up the other direction, because we've pretty much cleared out everything in the back. But I'll show you guys we actually haven't. There's a secret shrine I'll show you. So come on down, all this stuff's still here, and we'll head on back to the shrine. Now this is where you're going to want to level up and do a couple of different things. Now you can see those little green dudes, there's 3 of them. The ability to receive Kodma blessings has been unlocked. So, Kodma blessing, those little dudes, those little frog guys are Kodmas. You've got 2 right now. As you get more things, more of them, you'll have different options. You increase your armor drop rate by 1%. And you can see the different little hats on them. As you go throughout, it'll increase the drop rate chance. So all throughout the world, you're going to have different ones that you find. Elixir drop rate by 5%. I'll take more of those. So I'll usually go with the healer blessing. Elixir dropping is usually pretty helpful. Yeah, the other thing you want to do is level up. I've got 3,000 right now. It takes 500. But don't forget, you've got your items here that you can use. So come up here. Use your items, and pretty much what you want to do, those are little grenades. Now here's a point where you can use your spirit stones. You may as well. You're going to get these throughout of different levels, so I would go ahead and just use the ones you have. It'll help you basically level up, and you can use all 3 of them. Boost your Amrita. I'm going to get 4,600 out of that. There you go. And then use the small spirit stone. Go ahead and use those as well. Just use those when you have them, because when you can level up, you may as well level up as feasibly high as you can. Now sometimes what you can do is use up so many, but say I use them, and unfortunately, how much do I have left over? I have 1,800 left over. So I probably could have actually saved almost all of those and waited. So it's kind of your choice to save them or later, or use them later. Basically, if you can get to a point of using some and they get you a new level, it's worth it. So now as you can tell, I get 35, 35, and 30 when I get to that next level. So there's diminishing returns on everything. So it's good to spread it out, not be completely locked into one area. Still, some good health is good. Here's going to give me some attack bonuses. And stamina is going to give me equipment rate and things like that. Strength is going to give me some power on the weapons as well, especially for the axe. Has a little more bonus with strength. Dexterity gives me a little bit more on the ranged weapons, more on the ninjutsu side. But for now, I'm just going to go across the board here, and we'll take care of that. So level up, use those 3. If I get any more, then it's fine. But it's a lot less to lose. If you die and you don't get back to your body before you die again, then you will lose all the Amrita that's sitting on your body. You're also going to lose up the spirit animal charge that you have, and you'll have to start over. The other thing you can do, if I need, what do I need? 2,000 to level up. You can go make offerings. Now what you can do is basically the idea of selling weapons for Amrita. So you turn them in. Gonna go ahead and make an offering of the longbow. Got some basic crappy armor here that I'm not going to use. Basically the white stuff is going to be easy to get rid of. So I've got this one here, the Mariner shirt. Not worth too much, but of the 2, I like, the defense, receive firearms damage, so a little bonus there. Gold earned, we'll get there. Let's keep going through, see if you got any leftover stuff. I'm like 1940. I'm like ultra close. So if you really wanted to get rid of one, you could, but I'm still not going to quite get there. But that's how you basically get rid of some of the stuff you have on you that's not really worth it. Now the other piece I want to show you guys here in this intro tutorial is a couple things when it comes to your skills. As you can see in the bottom left-hand corner, under my little, as you can see where I'm switching that thing in the bottom left, below that I've got a 7 by the sword, I've got 2 by the little shrieking star, and then I've got another 2 by the little scroll. So where you use those is in learn skills. All the weapon types are your samurai skill points, depending on what you like to use, what you feel comfortable with, what your favorite ones are. It's kind of what you want to level up because there's certain benefits to each one. Then you've got the ninja skills. So I've got 2 ninja points that I can use, and I've got 2 magic skill points that I can use. So we're going to start with ninja just because these are some cool ones. So as I was saying, stones are a good way to pull enemies. Now, one thing you can get is you can get shuriken. So they're little throwing stars, and basically anytime you come back to a shrine, you'll have 7 of them to use. You can level them up so they do more damage. They're basically get level 1, 2, and 3. But as you can see, there's the forks in the trees. So I have to have this one at least somewhat before I can even think about this one. And there's also certain missions you have to clear, basically, that keep leveling them up. So you can increase damage on them after throwing a shuriken. Pressing the assigned button again throws another shuriken. Seems pretty straightforward, but I'm not sure why that would be crazy. And then here, now you take your shuriken and you level them up to kunai. Kunai are heavier than shuriken, therefore do more damage. So it's kind of a bonus, but you have to start with this one. So it is a skill tree, forking and all. You've got galnets. Basically, these give your weapons poison effect, which is nice. If you do tag, say, a boss, for example, and then you back off, you're still going to be taking some damage, which is nice. And then as you level it up, it basically just costs less, which is a good thing. Then we've got blister beetle powers, fills the vicinity with dust that poisons. So there's different things, but again, starts with certain areas. But the ones that are highlighted and basically for here, the purple, are the ones you can use. 3 antitoxin pills, basically increase your poison resistance, increase resistance to paralysis, or you can cause the paralysis effect. This thing's pretty long though. There's only so much you can get first. Increase the sacred water that can be carried by 2. That's a pretty good one, because later on you have to do this one first to unlock this one. So as you're leveling up, and then if you finally get to whatever mission is that unlocks this one, increase the elixir that can be carried. Just passive all the time, and all it is going to take ninja points. So it's definitely a good one to get to later on down the road. So sacred water is just one. If nothing else, you probably want to put something into it. Basically, this is a nice one too. Allows you to prepare 2 power pills. When taken, your attack power will increase. Pretty straightforward. Just a boost to attack power so you do more damage. So up here, I'm just going to start with the basic one, shuriken. Use those. Now I've got 1 more ninja skill point that I can use. I can either get a poison effect on my weapon. I can get a paralytic effect on my weapon, slows people down. There's other stuff that will come later on. Or I just need more points for them, so if you want to save them up, you can do that too. But other stuff will unlock later. But for now, for the sake of experimentation, I'm going to get some hemlock broth and go for the paralytic effect. Then we're going to go to the magic. Basically, you can get some talismans that reduce attack power on enemies. Fire talismans that basically, envelop your weapon in fire. Kind of cool. Water talismans, lightning talismans, wind, all these different options, and different enemies take different damage better than others. So, something to keep in mind. And here you've got basically skill type versus yokai realm. There's going to be a lot of yokai stuff throughout the entire game. So if this is one of the first things you do, you're probably going to be better off. So I would honestly just do this one first. It's one of your best ones, as you can tell. It goes into a lot of other things that you can do. And there's so much yokai realm in this game, it's worth the bonus. You can get oasis talismans, gradually recover health. You've got resistance poisons, all these other things, lots of things. But I'm going to go for yokai realm. Just a really good one to use. Now you've got your ninja points, or your samurai points, sorry. Now these are where you up your, basically, different moves. So each weapon type has different moves, and you can actually just unlock them as you go. So you're pronounced EI, which I'm probably going to say that wrong, gathers power while keeping your sword in its scabbard for a quick draw and rapid strike. So you can even play a movie, test it out. So basically charge it up, and then hold it in there. Here we've got another one, disperses ki from your sword to stun surrounding enemies. So while I'm guarding, I can basically just bam and do that, and I can stun people. Up here, I can just grapple an enemy and who's out of ki, and then follow up with a powerful attack. So instead of having to knock them down if their ki is low and they're standing there, I can basically grapple them and do more. Now, I've got swords already, so I don't know if this one's basically just locked out because I picked swords. But then I've got this one here. Change to another stance on a successful ki pulse and increases the amount of ki recovered. And eventually you can get to where even a dodge counts as a ki pulse, which is really nice. So here you can do follow up a combo with a slash while stepping backwards. So basically you do a jump back combo with living weapon active, hold X, and you just basically go crazy. Disperses ki for a stun. You've got this one down here that you can do. high stance only, then you've got medium stance only, then you've got low stance only, or medium low. So you've got so many different options in what you feel comfortable with. I use a lot of middle stance, so I'm going to see what that one activates. When you recover full key pulse, raises your damage caused by your next attack. So if you do a key pulse, basically get more damage on your next attack. Parries an enemy and then places you behind them. So as you can see, if I parry them, then it puts me behind them. That way I'm in a good shape to just jump on the attack. When Water Shadow succeeds, which is basically your parry behind them, you slice with an extra. So you can put that behind them, and then you get a nice slice to knock them down. Your other option, of course, when you use a key pulse, even when dodging. That's the one you really, really want. Whatever stance you feel comfortable with a lot, this is one of those skills you definitely want to get. Just because if you can dodge and get that key pulse, you're going to be dodging a lot anyway. So getting that key pulse frequently is a good thing. So now, if you can go straight into this and just use 3 here, key pulse even when dodging, I'm just going to jump on that one pretty much right out of the gate. Now my other option is an axe. And you pretty much got the same thing here. Now mid stance only, these two are actually unlocked, so they do actually talk to each other a little bit on the weapons, but it is definitely stance related. Now spears, same thing, mid stance only. So you want to upgrade those as you go, but that mid stance, when you dodge, it's a great thing to have. It's what I use a lot of my stances. So I've got 3 points left. So let's get a couple different attacks. So I'm going to go with the grapple if they're out of it. And then I've got 2 points left. Those unfortunately do take 3. Basically combo slash when I'm stepping backwards. So what is this one? Follows a combo attack with a slash while stepping backwards. Hit triangle at the end. So it's a way to get a little quick damage and then jump backwards as well. Give you a little distance. Now these over here only unlock with missions. These little special scrolls. Reduces key consumption when dodging with a sword equipped as your main weapon. And different things. So those are a little more on the specialized side. But I'm just going to go with that one for now. And I'm out. So the skill points are something you definitely want to look into. Sorry for the long discussion on that one, but you guys will definitely learn. The stance ones do talk to each other, so these are learned. So it's definitely stances across the board. And then the ninja and the magic are going to be separate. But all your weapons, you're going to have a lot of things talking to each other, but some are specific for swords. Some are stance specific across the board. But stances are going to help you. So now it's like sword, sword, and then I can jump back, get a little distance, so then when I dodge after that, I'll be in decent shape. So now you've got a couple options. You can run over here, go back up from this direction, which is where I'm going to go anyway, because I know there's a little more up there, or you can come back and just fight more direct. But for now, guys, I feel like I've filled your ears with enough stuff. That is pretty much the kind of intro tutorial there. I'm going to head off to the left to that other shrine that I know, show you guys where it's at. But that will be in part 3 of the videos. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll be back with you guys shortly. Other than that, drop a like if you enjoyed the video. If you didn't enjoy the video, hit that dislike button. But of course, tell me what I can do to improve in the comments. I'm always trying to make this a great series for you guys. Other than that, thank you guys for the support. Subscribe to that channel. Hit the little alert bell on that subscription. You guys will get that notification when new videos are up. And thank you guys for the support. Getting close to 7,000. Want to see that number crossed over, and we'll keep going. So, looking forward to this full series in games. I hope you guys have fun with it with me. And if you haven't picked it up, honestly, it's going to be fun. So, give it a shot. It's a great game. I will talk to you guys later. Have a good one.